Season 2, Chapter 10, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The last race of 2023, and almost all eyes will be on the fight between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris for the driver's title. Others will be watching Malachi Wilson in his final race for ALPHATAURI. With his future already decided, all he can do now is put on one last show in Abu Dhabi and give this season the send-off it deserves.
Welcome to the Yas Marina circuit for the finale of another thrilling Formula One season. It's been a breathtaking year, and we end it at a track that's been the scene of many glories and heartbreaks over its history. It's time to end the season in style. It's time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 21 corners and a lap distance of just over 3.4 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass, with long straights and DRS zones in two places, turns 8 and turn 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed, and I hope plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Anthony Davidson is with me one last time this year as we bid a fond farewell to another great season of Formula One.
Well, the winter break is looming once again. No doubt many of those teams already have their eyes firmly on next season. But there's still work to be done here. Still championship positions to decide, which can make a big difference to the prize money. So no one's going to be taking their foot off the throttle just yet.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, Wilson and Hamilton, Bottas, Giovinazzi, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Russell, Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Joe, Norris, Yuki Tsunoda and Callum Ilott, Latifi and Mick Schumacher. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Gasly then continues to lead the chase down towards the next left-hander, followed close by Verstappen and Perez and the two Red Bulls, with Malachi Wilson, his teammate, defending from Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Leclerc on the outside, Wilson easily holds on to fourth place, but he's gone over the curb, and he's almost lost control of the car, and around goes the ALPHATAURI, and Malachi Wilson in his last race for the Italian team, around on the opening lap. No damage seems to be done to the car. He has managed to get himself going again, but the question now is, will he be able to fight back to the pack? Of course, he's in a much stronger ALPHATAURI than he was at the start of the season, so will he be able to fight his way back and potentially claim a points finish to still help beat Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship? Alright, so it's a very unfortunate situation we were put in here. We fall all the way to the back of the pack at the end of the opening lap of the race. We've been given our last objective of Season 2, and that is to recover from the spin and finish in the points. So we've got to remember, it is our last race for the team, so we do of course have to enjoy it, and we'll definitely enjoy a race in which we're tasked with passing as many cars as we can over the course of the Grand Prix. So our first target here is the Haas of Mick Schumacher. So duck to the left-hand side, pull inside of him, go into the next left-hander, and that's good position secure through the chicane. So that's one place gained already up now to P18. They go to the inside, Nicholas Latifi as well. There's a bit of contact there, he forces us to the inside. We managed to get away with it though, it was a bit of an audacious move. So Latifi's got the edge around the outside, so hopefully we'll try and get back here. We'll use the DRS, try and go down the inside if we can. We're definitely closing in. Latifi defending the left-hand side, on the way down into the left-hander. We go forward to the inside, almost hitting the wall there. We go late on the brakes, and we only just had to brake enough to avoid hitting Haas in front of us. We've managed to get away with things here. Latifi falling back now, and we are up into P17 now. And of course here comes Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay, good work.
Closing it
Great
on
pass.
Joe. Doesn't make our way down towards the next chicane. We're going to try and duck to the inside if we can. Go all the way underneath them. Very late on the brakes. It's a very risky move, but it has paid off for us. No real contact. We've had to go a bit wider there through go for a wider line than we would have liked. We managed to get past both cars though, and that puts us up into P15. So in all reality, a great second lap of this Grand Prix. It pushed us on to the end of lap number 3 now and start lap number 4, in which we're chasing Callum Ilott, Aston Martin, and duck to the inside of him. Go late on the brakes into turn 1. This is always the best place to be going for passes. We've managed to make it work, and we've taken P14 away, and now we're going to chase Daniel Ricciardo as we crawl further ahead now in the lap, just a couple of corners later. We're on DRS now for the first time in this Grand Prix. We're using the ERS as well. A great amount of charge built up there. We're ducked to the left-hand side of Ricciardo, and once again, another move being made, going to this left-hander, the same place we took
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Got a change strategy available to us, and we're going to go for it here. We've confirmed that change to a two-stop pit a little bit earlier than before. I did decide that we're going to make a change to that strategy. The strategy was initially gone from softs to mediums, and then but we decided to make a change, go from medium
We're
to soft
trailing our
to soft.
teammate by 19.5 seconds.
So obviously we are trailing Gasly. We've got a yellow flag behind us
Green
here,
flag.
and we managed to go just fine. Looks like Ilot may have a problem here. He's slowing down on the main straight down towards turn 1, and it looks like he will be pulling over and retiring this one. I don't see how he can carry on. He's got an issue and he's just gone past the pit lane. So there you go. There is confirming it. Ilot out of the session. He's no longer our concern. We still got work to do here. We're on P13 as of now on this 8th lap of the Grand Prix, and we're chasing Lando Norris, getting very close to him on the back foot on the chicane. We cut the corner there. We got a warning for exceeding track limits, and we managed to see on the inside of Norris and taking the place there. And that's not what he wants to see, because of course he's contending for the World Championship today. But poor qualifying, he qualified sixth, but then got a grid penalty, and that wasn't quite what he would have wanted. But I suppose the whole thing relied on him pushing up further to the pack. But regardless, he's not much of our concern right now. Our concern is just trying to gain as many points as we can, preferably finish ahead of the Ferrari drivers. It doesn't really matter too much. But right now, Gasly is doing the job that we need for us to finish ahead of them in the Constructors' Championship. But like I say, it's not too big of a concern. One of the Ferrari drivers, Carlos Sainz, making his way behind us. We're going for our first pit stop of the Grand Prix from our soft tyres onto a set of mediums. And those
Exit
have
now.
lasted
You'll
for
be racing as you leave the
a decent
pits.
amount of time.
Complete. Go now.
We're definitely going to try and make another stop in this race. I'm not sure how long we'll go on these ones for.
Only
Probably
one
between
stop to
like
go.
10 and 12
One
laps.
stop left in this strategy.
We'll just have to see how the speed carries us. We're coming out here in what looks to be P12. Norris coming out behind us. We managed to come in front of Lewis Hamilton. The Mercedes though, Hamilton's had the best of seasons this year. Mercedes dropping back in the development race. And now he's behind us in our ALPHATAURI here. So moving on through the start of 6-2, I have no doubt that Hamilton and Norris will be chasing us down this next straight. So have to be very careful, because they're going to have the DRS on us. We don't have DRS on George Russell, who's almost 2 seconds up the road in the Williams. Here we come now down that DRS straight. Is now wide open for Lewis. He's trying to make a move. He goes to the right hand side. He's going to have to turn in on us. He's going to have to get in front of us. He does get in front of us. They're going. It's a slight little kick for just getting narrow there. We dug back up the inside, and that is us back up into P11 here. We almost lose control of the car. I'm not wanting to essentially recreate the spin we've done the first lap. Lewis now gets past. We try to cover him off, but we're only slowing him down a bit. Norris is now looking around. He's trying to get back into trying to get further up the order so he can potentially relinquish his charge, or just try and get back further ahead in the World Championship. We've gone up the inside. Very audacious move. Not really where we wanted, but luckily no one's come off worse in the way of damage. It looks like everyone's come off okay. And we're still in 11th place. We have lost some serious time to Russell. Pushing on to the lap number 12 and start lap 13. We have caught the Williams of George Russell. And then we're going to dive to the inside, similar to how we did on Isla earlier. But unfortunately, we couldn't quite get in there, and we had to back out and just like cut off the corner there. Gasly still continues to lead up front, so he's getting us enough points to finish ahead of the Ferraris in the Constructors' Championship. We're still haranguing Russell here with a pull to the left-hand side, similar to how we did on Mick Schumacher at the start of the Grand Prix. And there we go, pushing up into P9. So we are now fully in the points paying positions, and Lando Norris goes up past his old mate George Russell, and that's him up into P10, so he's getting the points. But Verstappen stopped there in second, if I'm not mistaken, so Verstappen will most likely claim the championship short of any sort of mechanical failure. Pushing on to lap 14 now. We've just set the fastest sector 1 of these medium tyres, so we're one of, if not the fastest car on the track here. We've dived the inside of Lance Stroll, but we've gone a bit too early, so we've gone a bit too late without steering, and we've managed to get away with things here.
Nice move.
I mean, Jeff seems very pleased with it. Regardless of making our way down this straight, we've got DRS now. Still have DRS on Alonso in front, and Norris had DRS of us, so now we're all going for it. Going to the next left hander, but Norris has to back out. We've closed in big time with Alonso here in the Alpine in front. This is last, of course, this is his last race, so I haven't made much mention of it, but Alonso, this is his last Grand Prix, so we'll be doing everything in our power to try and beat him, so we can have one last victory over him before he retires. So pushing on through the end of Sector 2 now, the start of Sector 3 into the chicane. We'll go slightly deeper into the corner. We've cut the chicane off slightly. We didn't get any warnings or anything. We've got up the inside of Alonso. We've gone over the curb again, and that is an illegal overtake. So we have to back up and let Alonso back through again.
Return the position.
So there we go. Back down into P8. So still work to do. It's not over yet. I'm sure this battle will continue on as we push further on now. On to lap number 15. This time we're way closer to the DRS and the ERS. Stroll and Norris are 2.5 seconds down behind us. So we've got no concerns from behind. We're going to pull to the left-hand side of Alonso, going down in towards the next corner, and there we go. Late on the brakes.
Check your MFD for a new strategy
Alonso's
option.
on our outside. We're going to have to force him out. And there we go. There was a change strategy there. We're going to keep the current one, and we're still going on to those soft tyres in a couple of laps' time. So things are still looking good for us. We're up in P7, which is the best of the rest right now. So
Okay, gap ahead is 19.4 seconds. The time last lap was a 1 minute 40.8.
Verstappen and Leclerc are now in the pits,
receive you at the end of this lap.
Make a bit of a change strategy. We're going to go a bit earlier than than we were going to. We're only on 7 laps on these mediums. We're going to make our way into the pits here, and then comes Lando Norris and the McLaren just behind us. Of course, he needs Verstappen to retire from this race in order to stand any chance of clinching the World Championship, or he needs to have some kind of issue. But right now, that Red Bull is in pristine condition by the looks of it out front, and he is on course to win his 2nd consecutive World Championship.
Go,
We come out in front of Norris here. We're on these soft tyres,
go.
so he should be a bit stronger now. So hopefully we'll be able to close in on at the very least Giovinazzi.
Let's get some heat into those tyres.
When the pit stop cycle out again, we should be able to keep going and just try and chase down the Italian, try and take P6 in the closing stage of the season. We've got just about 10 laps to go here to make our way out of the pits. Norris is way out behind us. He's now 2.2 seconds behind as we make our way to the last corner, lap number 19. 9 laps to go, and these soft tyres are definitely proving to be the right choice.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
We can use to try and beat Ferrari.
Ocon is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 3.6 seconds.
In the podium places. Next up, Esteban Ocon, once the pit cycle has gone through a little bit more. Ocon's now our next target in the Alpine. We've got the DRS and the ERS deployed. We'll try and look to the inside if we can. There we go, Ocon's leave. It's just about enough room to squeeze in. And there we go, we've braked way too much, but regardless, Ocon was there on our outside. We've managed to just get back in front of him there. So P7 for us as we push further on now to lap number 24. We are chasing Antonio Giovinazzi. The yellow flag is out now, and that can only mean one thing, and that is good news for us in our ALPHATAURI, because Giovinazzi has a problem. And is he out of the race? Is he going to keep on going? It looks like he is out of the race. Giovinazzi pulling over to the side, and that is it. He's out of the session, and that's P6 for us. So we've moved up another place here. Norris is still chasing us.
The track is clear.
But our objective is to have
Green flag.
updated and actually to enjoy ourselves in the last few laps and finish the Grand Prix. So that's what we're going to do here. Not much happening here on these last few laps. Moving on now to the final lap. We've got half a lap to go here, which we've got a bit of time to ourselves to reminisce on what's happened in these last 2 seasons with ALPHATAURI. It's been incredible stuff. Of course, joining them from Haas, of course, we lost a lot of credibility. We're sort of going behind Haas's back to sign for ALPHATAURI. But of course, we proved all the doubters wrong in the first season. Took a podium finish in Bahrain that year.
Gap ahead is 17.2
And then this season, the start of the season wasn't too great for us. We had a bit of a fallout with the team. We managed to get things going again with a podium in Austria. We finished behind the man who just won this race and won the World Championship today, Max Verstappen. And of course, we took a couple more podiums throughout the season. And of course, that race victory in Japan, our first career win. So we're definitely going to be moving on from ALPHATAURI with our heads held high compared to how we were when we first joined the team. Definitely, Malachi Wilson is now a force to be reckoned with in the sport, and potentially a championship winning car for next year. He could even have a even bigger impact. But for now, he makes it about the last corner to complete the season, and that is that. Chapter clear, season clear. The 2nd season of Formula 1, the Prodigy, is complete, and the World Championship in particular is going to this man, Max Verstappen, who wins his 2nd straight World Championship. He had to fight a different opponent this time in order to win it. Last year he was fighting Lewis Hamilton. This year he's fighting Lando Norris. He's come out on top. His teammate Sergio Perez there in 3rd, and our teammate Pierre Gasly in 2nd place after leading for so long. Verstappen got him in the end, and as much as I would like to be on that podium with them, as much as we would like to have Malachi, even on the 3rd step if we could. Unfortunately, not everything's meant to be, and that spin on the first lap didn't really do us too much good. We managed to fight back though. We finished 1 place shy of our original grid placing, which is 5th. So Verstappen wins the race in the title then from Pierre Gasly in 2nd place, Sergio Perez 3rd, Charles Leclerc in 4th, Bottas 5th, us in 6th, Alonso 7th, Hamilton 8th, Sainz 9th, and George Russell in 10th. Lando Norris at 11th, not enough for him to win the World Championship. But with that, you guys, that is where Season 2 of the F1 The Prodigy comes to an end. I really do appreciate all of the support you guys leave for me just by viewing this video. If you've made it to the end of the season so far, I do appreciate you so much. If you are new around here, this is your first few episodes, then make sure to go check out the playlist. And with that, make sure to like, share and subscribe. And with that, I shall see you in my next video. See you later, guys. Love you. Goodbye. A 6th place finish in this final race for ALPHATAURI isn't quite how Malachi Wilson wanted it to end, but considering the situation he was in at the start, it can't be denied that he put in another solid drive. Now on to 2024, and to a team with which he can finally realise his dream and become world champion at last.